too much. You'd be like, yeah, here, I'm gonna introduce the players the way I imagine Zeph would, right? Okay? So in the left corner of Abyssal City, it's the dreamy blue Zerg player, that handsome hunk. It is MaFia, playing for the best team in the world, Immunity.
And on the right side of Abyssal City, the Kespa teammates Terran player, hailing from Mexico, now residing in Korea, Eric Hartman, aka MajOr.
And I am, pardon me, I'm so sorry for saying this, I am majorly excited to finally get in the game with these two guys. I mean, MaFia, he has been scaring the crap out of me, I gotta say, watching these last two series with Fenner and Nij. Now he's gotta fight MaFia. I think he can do it, Curtis.
Hold on, I'm just finishing my facepalm from that comment. Because it didn't involve the word mafia, so I was really sad at the same time.
While you do that, guys, I want to express, for those of you who have been to BaseTradeTV before, you know what I'm about to gush about. For those who haven't, though, this is my favorite map to cast. It's completely imbalanced, and I don't care about that, but there's so many cool effects to this, and the first and foremost is, you guys will notice there's a blue tinge to your screen. No, don't worry, the color's not messed up. This map is under freaking water. And it's so cool because I'm assuming Curtis has got high enough graphics on that when units die, you're going to see Zerg blood float upwards, you're going to see Terran bits and pieces sort of just float in the ocean away. But more importantly, where is he? If you want to put on my camera, Curtis, I have found him outside the natural. It is the Artosis Bot 2000, the single best Easter egg critter in map. I love it. I can't get over it. I love that this exists.
Anyways. Mr. MajOr is throwing down his commands 15cc. He is a fan of the macro style of TvZ. He does have that command barracks following up, and I wonder if this is a Team 8 thing or if that's just, you know, stylistically speaking, that's what he enjoys. So I would love to cast a game of TY, aka Baby, and see if he goes for that 15cc as well, and that's just, you know, an in-house thing that they do on online tournaments.
Hey guys, I just looked at this stream. You gotta fix the 0 next to MajOr's name. It's so derpy, it's killing me.
Oh, I had to move it. I had to move it over because Fenner had the giant name, and so
yeah, that's fine. I'm just saying it's. All right, scores aside, MajOr going for that very safe opening we had discussed a little bit earlier. Command center up on the high ground. I really like this because MaFia, he's that guy who's going to punish you for doing that on the low ground. Mm-hmm. Whether it's something that's all in or whether it's just some late aggression, I mean, it can really shut a Terran player down.
Mm-hmm. And we are going to see that third command center get thrown down as well. I wonder if Nij messaged MajOr at all about the series.
Hey, watch out for this dude. He is insane. I was not expecting it, but I got my butt handed to me.
Something like that.
Well, MajOr going for... I mean, the thing is, this is where Terrans are right now in TvZ. You'll want to get those 3 CCs up. You're probably going to go tank Marine. And, I mean, I don't know. On this particular map, it can be really effective because you look at the main base. There's so much dead space. It's so easy to get around and do drops. While mech is definitely a favorable strategy for a Terran player to do, bio drops completely effective on this map.
Yep, definitely. I would say though I prefer the mech style on this map. To follow what you're saying, as we finally see something go floating by, as you called out earlier. But it looks like, could this be?
Sorry, you were saying about mech, Curtis, as 3 more barracks come down.
Yeah. If you know, if this was Marine King, it could still be mech though. That's the funny thing.
Well,
but
the great thing about this is an amazing wall off. Because the thing is, it's not a full wall off first off, but it's gonna stop MaFia from coming in with any sort of baneling bust. He can't get through this very easily or effectively.
Wait,
I don't know.
the SCV doesn't float. That's so sad. The SCV doesn't float away.
No, it's only like bits and pieces will sometimes float away, or like a Marine gun will float up while its corpse stays there. It's not always like everything floats away as it dies.
Yeah, we finally got pieces of the mule landing. Alright, so now there's a full wall off, so... Well, wait, could he actually rally the barracks into the bunker and then unload the bunker? Like how... Because technically this one barracks can't actually get the Marines into his natural, MajOr's natural, so the Marines are just going to get stuck outside the wall now. Yeah, no, he's not gonna. He's gonna let the SCV in, but leave the Marines out to dry. Unfortunately, the one SCV is gonna go check for the third. And we are seeing a macro hatchery now going down, and gas is going up to 4 gas. So we should see that layer soon, and we'll figure out exactly which form of TvZ MaFia feels comfortable with on this map.
Yeah, both players getting all their gas up, but MaFia, I mean, on one hand, you gotta feel really nice knowing that nothing's coming to your base, you haven't seen Hellions can fry you alive yet, but on the other hand, that tells you that Major's sort of gearing up for that more late-game attack. He's not doing the early-game pressure that you see people so often do, and does actually even clean up the Scouting Overlord with that floating barracks.
Oh, he never rallied the third orbital, so now it's just sitting there collecting SCVs around it.
His SCVs are chilling, and I wonder if he notices this. He's got to see the idle button. As it's not been ruined by Heart of the Swarm yet, I don't think.
No, I think it has. No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. I'm like looking for it right now and I don't see it.
There we go. He finally takes the SCVs out. Kind of one of those whoopsie-daisy moments, but pushing across the field with a nice handful of Marines. And I mean, if this is what you do, if you're Major, if you're ever playing Major and you see a small handful of Marines against any other player, you're like, ha. What does he think he's doing? I'll clean this up very quickly. And then you realize, like, oh, it's Major. That's the deadliest small amount of Marines I've ever seen in my life.
I'm curious as to why he went for a combat shield first, but then he never did, like, any real... Like, he did a poke along the lines of he went out on the map, and if MaFia... To try and get MaFia to react to it, but MaFia was just like, I know what you're doing.
He's taking a very interesting third base location too, because a lot of times nowadays we see Zerg taking this sort of in-base half base because it's much safer and easier to defend. But with this creep thread, MaFia is not only looking incredibly well poised to just control the map, but he shouldn't have any trouble reinforcing.
Right. So we are seeing Stim finally come down. We have Siege Tech on the way. We've got Starport building up its reactors. Just nothing out of the ordinary, and just going to transition into that super high econ, mad aggression, mass drop mid game potentially.
Yeah, MaFia. I mean, okay. Here's. Oh, this is what is so scary about this. Marine tank is a really effective build, but the problem is, if MaFia gets to the point of Ultralisks, you can't really handle it without a ton of Marauder production. But if you're going Marine tank, you're not going to have Marauder production because you won't have tech labs on your barracks.
Exactly.
I mean,
as we do.
This, I don't know. Mafia's done nothing but sit at home. Look at the creep spread. I mean, this is, or sorry, not Mafia. Major has done nothing but sit at home. Mafia has wildly been spreading creep across the map. I mean, not only does this give you, like, I've always kind of seen this in TvZ more than any other matchup. The creep spread is a silent indicator of how well a Zerg player is doing. Because if he can get, look at this, creep's gonna be outside Major's base in just a moment, and at that point you got to realize, like, oh, I've lost control of the map. He's got so much creep uncontested. Like, this is ridiculous.
Well, we finally do see this push out from Major. Will he scan? No. Does he even have a scan?
Well, with 3 orbitals, technically yes, but
no,
he's gonna
he
be
doesn't.
using
His energy's too low.
Okay, getting caught in the middle of the map here. Nice pickup for Major.
And gets all but two. 2 Marines don't get away.
Rest in peace, brothers.
But we do see one medevac gets split off to go for the drop, while the other returns to base. Actually, just it goes into the no man's land by the crane, actually, so the Marines can't be dropped out. But I like the bunker positioning up on the top of that ramp, because that ramp can be a hard thing to cover. We do see another push out, though. It's getting surrounded.
Oh my god, just barely saving most of them, but that first drop is in the north part of the map. It will get scouted. There are spore crawlers down here actually from Mafia, and spines too, so Major will not be able to do any, if much, damage to this drop. But meanwhile, he is contesting in the middle of the map, constantly dancing around with these Zerglings.
Yeah.
But Mafia just can't quite kill him. Those pickups are so quick. But here we go, into the main with that medevac. And Major's kind of realized, like, oh, this is not going to work too well.
Oh, he'll probably go back in. I feel like, yeah, it was too soon, but the transfuse does go down. One more transfuse, but now he's out of transfuse energy. Now he has a hole open in the main for later. Will he focus on the queens?
Zerglings, Curtis in the middle of the map, are going to chase Major down, to the Mafia Mutalisks are going to take out these medevacs. There's so much alliteration going on in this game, I can't get over it.
Well, I'm glad that you can recognize the alliteration, because I sure can't.
Mafia's Mutalisks mutilate the Marines of Major.
well played.
And the Metavex.
Anyways, GG. We do see that I love that MaFia goes for the style.
Look at this base for MaFia. I mean, MaJOr has to understand he has lost control of this game.
You say you love to cast games on this map, and you've seen plenty. Is this normally how you see these games pan itself out?
No, normally, quite frankly, you'll see the Terran player take a nice advantage in this, but MaFia, he's just, I don't know. This is not a MaJOr that I'm used to seeing, is what it comes down to.
Well, I was predicting mech, and we obviously see bio, so it's definitely not
the build
standard.
itself is not a bad build.
No,
Marines can't work, but the thing that shuts this down is the Ultralisks, and this is being shut down without Ultralisks is basically what it comes down to. I mean, there's a lot of tanks set up, but they're very spread out. It's going to be hard to cover a big fight. I think MaJOr's really concerned about taking that third. I don't know. I'm looking at what can happen here for MaJOr. He's got a lot of units, so don't get me wrong. His tech is 2-2. He started 3-3. In fact, he'll be finished before MaFia has it, but I mean, these drops, look at this static defense is preventing any damage coming from these drops, and that's the power of bio. If you can't cause damage with your drops, your bio is going to be very ineffective.
And 3-3 is just on the way, while players keeping up evenly in the upgrade sector, but the Spore Crawler never got replaced, so yes, there's actually like 3 queens here, so never mind, that's just going to get denied with 3 queens and 2 Spy Crawlers.
Teammates MaJOr pushing out here. Oh no! The Banelings colliding on everything, and Curtis, I think, I don't know, I don't think this is going too well for him.
Definitely, as everything does get finally cleaned up. Actually, all the queens died in the main, so, and Adrenal Glands is on the way, but 2 Marines finally are going to get cleaned up. 2 do get away, though, from the main, and we do see another small push out here from MaJOr as his macro is just non-stop during that engagement, but the ultras are on the way with +3 armor and +3 attack is for both players.
And there's no anti-armor with this. I mean, the Marines are not going to be enough to take care of these ultras. We saw it happen earlier today. It's going to happen once more. I mean, tanks are nice, but even then, I learned this from Flamgo recently too. A tank doesn't even cause splash damage because the Ultralisk is big enough to soak everything around it.
Yeah, that's the power of the Ultralisk right there in a nutshell. Is the power to negate tanks damage. But we do see, ooh, beautiful Baneling connection.
Oh no, these tanks!
But that is a large force of Marines, and the Lings and the Mutas have to respect that. Like until.
Oh, I don't know, Curtis. Like, I want MaJOr to win this so badly, but again, like the control of the map is not in his favor at all.
Well, he is. If anything, he is bringing it back towards his style, and it seems as though like the longer the game goes, the more and more the battles are going his way. But now here's the big
slow momentum
question.
Versus Zerglings and Mutalisks, which is fine. But here come the Ultralisks and Mutalisks, and yeah, look at this MaFia just coming right in here. There's not enough Marauders.
That's actually a bad engagement spot, though. I think dancing around this.
Yeah, you don't want to fight planetary like this.
Yeah.
And the Marines are actually going to take out most of these Ultralisks. As weird as that is, he will hold for another fight. But I mean, MaFia gets away with most of these Ultralisks alive. He transfutes them.
Lings are now coming for the Remax.
And don't forget, 56 Zerglings also means potentially 56 Banelings.
Wow, and MaJOr still having the control and the frame of mind to then continue to drop. Now he's pushing it to bottom area, and I don't think MaFia is used to this kind of style of constant multitasking.
This is the first time, too. I mean, MaJOr has been trying to do damage with these drops all game, and it's just not found it effective because of the static defense of MaFia, but he's been whittling it away, and it's no longer existent.
Yeah, and 2 Marines do survive, and they're taking out the top base.
Oh, the third base, Curtis.
The third's now being dropped.
These Marines are also low that the drones could probably kill them, quite frankly.
He sees the Greater Spire and starts focusing down the Greater Spire as well. Will it go down in time? I don't think so.
So quickly, but actually, these Zerglings can barely keep up with the medevac healing. MaFia in. Well, what has been a quick turnaround, but look at these Banelings. How many is this rolling in? We got 38 Banelings backed by 14 Ultralisks. Curtis, Major's been doing well, but I don't know if it's going to be well enough to shut this down.
Dude, the thing I can't get over, this is game 1.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to forget with how crazy it's been, but I mean, Major, he wants to get another base, but the creep's saying, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's that creep spread that we were talking about earlier. There's still another drop at the 3rd, is focusing down the Greater Spire now, and there's no units to defend it.
Tanks going up, Marauders on the field. This was something Major severely lacked last time. No longer relying primarily on Marines, though, as he knows these Ultralists will not easily be dealt with.
And we are seeing that Major... Will he actually lose as another drop comes into the 4th to deny there? He does finally lose that Ling with 65 health, or that Marine with 65 health on the Greater Spire. Another drop that has Marauders in it, so I can easily take out the Greater Spire.
No, but the Corruptors... No, what? Why is MaFia letting this get away? He was killing it with the Corruptors, and then just left. What? He's gonna lose his Greater Spire now.
Because Major's pushing out with tanks in the middle of the map for some odd reason.
I guess it's a really cool bait.
I don't know, but he's gonna get the Greater Spire now. He should. Yeah, here it comes.
But once again, taking an engage around the planetary. The building armor's not finished. Neither is high-sec auto tracking. Yeah, the planetary goes down very quickly. But the Greater Spire not being focused. Major just dropping. He's got a lot of other things to attend to in the main. Outside the 3rd, we have 3 macro hatcheries in the main. What? This is so much larva. 102 Zerglings about to pop out.
Yeah, and the Greater Spire finally goes down. This base is about to go down. There's a force up at the top base. There's a force in the middle. The Ultras are dealing with the force in the middle. You have a force in the main that has gotten picked up. The force.
But the thing is, Major, he's got all these separate drops.
The 3rd dies.
I don't know, Curtis, he's doing all these like awesome split hits, but none of them are doing game-ending damage is the problem. These hatcheries are all low. They're going to require another drop to try and deal with it. Major still doesn't have a 4th base. I mean, he's going to mine out soon. Look at this. Even the 3rd base is just about mined out. So is the natural main is completely almost gone as well. I mean, in about 1 game minute, Major's going to have no income whatsoever.
Yeah, but can MaFia really attack into this kind of SimCity? I don't know.
Oh, that's not a full wall-off with the supply depot! The tank getting obliterated by the Zerglings. The Marines trying to come in from behind. There's a lot of buildings here to buy some time for this bio, but the Ultralisks are going to eventually push through.
Major, there's a Baneling mixed in there, and finally does. Only losing a little bit. There's some single Marauder in the middle base. There's another drop at the bottom base.
Major is going to lose this game to attrition, I feel. I mean, MaFia doesn't even need that Death Ball A move to win at this point because Major has no income. These last few mineral patches are getting mined out, Curtis.
And you know what unit we're finally now seeing from MaFia for the first time in 25 minutes? Infestors.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't really needed them to this point, though, to his credit. But Major now finally landing 2 more bases. He has to secure these. MaFia's got to know at this point, too, like, this is how desperate it's getting. When you've got 5 command centers dropping mules, you are mining out quick.
Oh yeah, and now but Major still like this entire time he's been sitting at 160 supply. No matter how little his economy.
He just can't get there, yeah.
Like he's always had an army, but this time MaFia doesn't have the Banelings he did to crush this planetary, even if it hasn't worked. But there's the fungal, and that was what it was needed. As the Ultras
are getting low, but none of them are really dying. Is the problem?
More units stimming and the planetary finishes.
But it's not going to really matter. It's going to go down in an instant here to the Ultralisks. 47 damage versus armored.
But there's a drop in the top base, focusing down the spine crawlers, focusing down the drones.
Look at the income right now. Look at the bank of Major. It doesn't exist. With that base dying, so does any chance he has to reinforce. And I hate to see it. It's kind of a whimper of an end to a game, but Major, I think, going to lose game 1 here to MaFia. And I can't believe it, Curtis. I don't think this was the outcome or even the expectation of Game 1 that anyone was predicting.
No, but there's actually another position. Yeah, Major's not giving up. He knows that he can still win this. He's got
so many orbitals. Yeah, he can flip them around, but... Oh, man, this is ridiculous.
He has 24 SCVs. He has, like... MaFia doesn't... He has Ultras, but he doesn't really have an army, per se. He just has a lot of Ultras, which are really good, but if you ever get them in tight positions, they kind of just disappear because they
get fat and funky, yeah.
Yeah. But as we're seeing right now, they're trying to push up that ramp, but it's just not working, and they're just getting shredded actually by this bio.
Yeah, actually surprised how cost effective these few Marauders and Marines have been, but I mean, a fungal will shut this down entirely.
And here it should come. Where's that fungal? No, still no fungal from Martin. What? Why is Martin?
That's the characters to take out the command center. He's got to know Major's.
Okay, there it is. There's the fungal. Waiting for it. There it is. That should be it. That should be the last hopes of Major, unless he... No, he can't even land this base up here because of a planted Zerg lane. And GG finally comes out. That was game 1!